Usually when you think of curry paste, you think of curries, but I'm going to show you a beautiful soup using this Thai red curry paste. Lots of different ingredients, including some chicken, tofu, and beautiful mushrooms. And if you've got a jar on standby in your pantry, then this can be made really quickly midweek. That's what I love. So we're going to put a pot on, medium to high heat, a little splash of veggie oil. The aim here is to split the curry paste. Now, the reason you do this is to get a lovely concentrated flavour and also to cook off the ingredients in the curry paste. So in this red curry paste, there's a combination of galangal, of course, lots of red chilies, there's ginger, lemongrass, absolutely delicious. So we'll start with 3 tablespoons. And as you can see, it's split slightly. And this is where I add 2 tablespoons of the coconut milk. Now just give that a stir, and you want to cook this off for just a few minutes or until you see the curry paste split. So all of the moisture in there, you can see how it was spitting, is going to evaporate, leaving us with a lovely base for our soup. So you can see how fast it does split. So you see the little oil puddles there? That's what we're after. So that's a key indication that we can go on to the next stage, which is adding the liquid. So some chicken stock. And by all means, if you want to keep this 100% vegetarian, use a vegetable stock and also just leave out the chicken. Add some water. Fantastic. And to make this a really creamy, wintry style soup, we'll add the rest of our coconut milk. So 2 cans of the coconut milk. It's almost like laksa, but a little different because we're using that Thai red curry paste. All right, we just want to wait for this to come to the boil before we add the chicken. In the meantime, I'll prepare a seasoning. Now, the seasoning is going to be added right at the end. It's really just going to balance out the soup. So in a small bowl, I'll add some lime zest. And I'll just grab a knife and we'll squeeze in our lime juice. So that's the acid component of this dish. Fish sauce, so even amounts of fish sauce to lime. And that's going to be the salty component. And finally some sweetness, caster sugar. Give that a mix and that's ready to go at the end. Right, that is done. This has come to the boil now, so we'll turn it down and we'll add our chicken breast. Now this serves 4, it's only 1 chicken breast, that's all you need because we are adding tofu and the mushrooms. So we'll lower that chicken breast into the broth. The lid goes on and this is going to cook for about 10 to 15 minutes or until the chicken is cooked. Don't overcook it, it's only chicken breast, so it will go dry if you overcook it. So gentle heat. While that's happening, I'll prepare the other garnishes. So some tofu I'm going to cut into squares and these gorgeous fresh mushrooms. Not much to do for them, maybe the shiitakes I will slice. It's smelling good and the chicken is ready. So I'm just going to use a slotted spoon to take the chicken breast out. The best way to check this is just to touch the chicken, and if it bounces back like that, you know it's cooked all the way through. All right, we'll just rest that onto a board and we can add all our other ingredients. So the tofu that I've cut into squares, and the mushrooms. I just love mushrooms in this. A combination of oyster mushrooms, shiitake, even some enoki there. I just love the shape of them. And you really just want to warm these through. We're not trying to cook them. We want to keep a crunch. Speaking of crunch, I'll add some bok choy too, and I don't want to overcook these, so they just need to be warmed through. I'll just cut the bigger pieces in half. You can even just leave the leaves out and cook the stalks because they take the longest and they'll wilt as we start to plate up. To plate up some rice noodles, I've just blanched them in some water. I like lots of noodles for this, so a nice generous mound in the centre. Our chicken, just going to slice a few pieces Look at that, so tender. And onto the top. The seasoning, I haven't forgotten that. That's the sugar, lime, and fish sauce. We'll just pour that in and with a ladle, just give that a good mix. See this broth? This is the perfect consistency. It's not too thick, it's not too thin, it's just right. Okay, we are ready to serve this. I'll just start with some tongs just so I can pick out a few of the mushrooms and those Asian greens. Just pop them on top or around. Get more of those shiitakes. I love fresh shiitake. And if you can't find fresh shiitake, you could use the dried ones. Turn the heat off now. And a few ladlefuls of this Thai red curry soup. Now, I'm not done yet. A few little garnishes, some coriander. I'm just gonna pop that onto the noodles, bean shoots, and I love the crunch of some crispy shallots over the top. Fantastic. That is a simple soup made at home. You know, you don't have to make your curry paste from scratch. If you've got a really nice quality one, you can make this soup at home. So good. All of those lovely flavors of that Thai red curry paste, and then all of a sudden you get that lovely combination of lime, sugar, and fish sauce. A fantastic soup.